Hello, all of you there. Today I'm going to record a very small video on the introduction to post-colonial literature. For this purpose, I shall be recording number of videos in order to introduce altogether what is post-colonial literature and how does post-colonial theory work in this world. So in this series of videos, the very first thing is now concerned about the relevancy of post-colonial literature and theory in this current world, which is full of information, full of new technologies, and that technology which is very rapidly changing our lives. We need to see how post-colonial literature is very relevant even today. For this purpose, I may remind you Terry Galton and his book After Theory. In that book, he pronounces that these post-colonial studies are the most flourishing field so far in the cultural theory. It has developed so much, it has concerned with the lives of the people so much, it is regarding the nation and nationalities as well. It is taking care of so many issues and is debating so many issues which are relevant to coloniality, post-coloniality, and post-coloniality as well. We can also see around us, especially the students of literature, who have come across many posts like postmodernism, postmodern literature, post-war literature, and so many other posts. Among all these things, these posts have come and gone on their own way after debating and after discussing a number of things of human life for some time, and a new thing emerged out of that. But the post-colonial theory has survived itself. It is all the time available. Literature being produced under its theory is reflecting in the same way as it used to reflect, very close to the decolonization and the post-colonial spaces and times. Right now, it is again going on, touching the lives of so many people with respect to so many new emerging trends of the human life. And in this regard, Pakistan has become a part of that literature, which is mostly known to the world as post-colonial literature. Post-colonial literature is all around the world available. For example, there is Africa, a very rich continent with respect to the post-colonial literature and theory. We know a number of names which come from there. For example, Fanon and Gugi, for example, and Buchi Amichita, for example, Chinua Achebe, for example. These people are quite rich in their diversity, plurality, and a particular type of literature which is relevant to the post-colonial world as well. Same is the case with South Asia, in which Pakistan is located, India is located. The literatures being produced from here have influenced all over the world. Same is the case with the literatures being produced in Canada and in America, though it's controversial, but still, I would say that these two are post-colonial states because the experiences which were present in Africa and in South Asia have been similarly present among these states as well. Yes, they are a different type of colonies, but still, literature being produced in these countries can also be included under the umbrella of post-colonial literature. Well, Pakistan has a very unique, very different type of reality. If you look at the history of Pakistan and the making of Pakistan, we will see that before 1947, Pakistan didn't exist in this world. It was created out of the womb of India in the decolonization process of 1947. So in that way, it cannot be called that post-colonial state as it used to be, as the other states are. Like India already existed, it was occupied and then it was decolonized. Same was the case with many African countries, even Canada and American countries. But here we have the colonizer who created a new country, and the history of that country with respect to post-coloniality begins from 1947. Although colonization was available among the Greek ages as well, it was available among the Roman ages as well, and then in Arab ages as well. And so, our country, especially the area in which we live, that is South Asia, has experienced number of invaders and colonizers, but among them, only Mughals stayed for a long time, and they too did not perform in that way as the English people, when they had occupied the state, they performed. I mean to say that English people, when they came, they colonized, of course, but they had a particular type of influence as they had in many other areas of the world. And even after their departure, their legacy continues, and it is hopefully continuing for a long time coming up as well. But still, the reality of Pakistan is quite different because Pakistan didn't exist at that time when the process of decolonization had started. It just emerged at the very worst of decolonization. So Pakistan is going to be a different post-colonial state, and as a result, literature being produced out of this country by the Pakistani writers, I should say Pakistani post-colonial writers, that is also a little bit different from the other colonial and post-colonial literatures as well. In fact, Pakistani literature is more about the history of Pakistan, how it was created, and after that, how the people migrated from one part of the South Asia to the other part, and then a unique combination of the Eastern Pakistan and the Western Pakistan. Well, the Eastern Pakistan is now Bengal or Bangladesh, that separation in 1971. All these are the histories which were present in the background of the Pakistani literature. Not only this, a series of martial laws and democracies, then relationship with USA, relationship with the Arab countries and Middle Eastern countries, other parts of the world, revival of democracies, the leadership, and so many other things relevant to Army, Pakistan Army, and its role well inside the country. All these things are working at the base of this history of Pakistan. And most of the people who are writing literature, they try to trace the stories out of this history and portray all these stories in their literatures. In this way, history of Pakistan is being fictionalized, and the fiction of Pakistan is based on the history of Pakistan as well. This history, though, is shared by India, but still we have a particular flavor in depicting and portraying the characters and the stories and the narratives in our fictions, which are called Pakistani fictions. So in this way, this is something particular with respect to Pakistan. And that literature of Pakistan has become, therefore, very much relevant to the current age, very much relevant to this age because of the number of factors. For example, if you look at this Pakistani literature, say literature being written by Kamila Shamsi, Mohsen Hamid, and after that Nadeem Aslam, Muhammad Hanif, all these writers and many other, Bapsi Sidhwa even, they have been portraying the conflicts which existed in the history of Pakistan, and then after becoming Pakistan, again, more conflicts were there, and these conflicts have been presented in literature by these Pakistani writers. And therefore, the presentation of the historical facts and the fictionalizing of the history, all these things combine together to give a particular flavor to the literature of Pakistan, in English especially. And in the same way, if we just proceed further, in the modern age, we are seeing that Pakistani literature is also reflecting on the migration and the people who are suffering from this migration process and the way they have to wait on the borders and the way they lose their identities and the way they try to retrace their identities and the way they change mentally as well as physically when they are living for a long time on the borders, and sometimes the kind of dangers they face, all these things, a new type of conflict has emerged all over the world. Pakistan is not simply having its own conflicts, but is now, because of the modernity of this world in 21st century, is the part of the latest conflicts as well. And that is why at the end of this video, one can claim that post-colonial literature is to exist. It is to debate the human issues and the problems with respect to history and with respect to the current issues of the people. And therefore, the post-colonial theory, though maybe adopting a number of new dimensions with respect to the new age of 21st century, it is to exist and it is to flourish as well. So Terry Eagleton, as we began this video with his words, is right in saying that this is the most flourishing field of literature in this age. Well, very brief introduction to post-colonial literature is done in this video. More will follow. But I will be closing with the request to all the viewers, whoever views it, please subscribe to my channel as well, so that the number of subscribers increases and the rating of my videos may also increase. This is the only favor I can have from you people. So at the end, saying goodbye to all of you. Thank you very much for watching.